Okay, now would be a good time to go ahead and mount your tank. Let's see, just kind of do the reverse of what you did when you took it off. Make sure you put your speedometer on properly with the little springs and everything. Let's see, make sure the fuel petcock is back in with a new O-ring if needed. Let's see, make sure when you slide the tank up on the bike that you don't forget to plug the wire in. That's most important. Put the tank on halfway, plug in your wires, and then put it on the rest of the way. One other thing, as you slide it on, there's a little wire on the left side of the bike there. Make sure it doesn't snag that wire on the frame as you put the tank down on it. It could break that wire. And then the last thing, make sure you hook up your speedometer cable. That's the way it goes, just like that. Kind of just the opposite of when you took it off. So go ahead and do that, and then we'll go on to the next step. Oh, and then you may want to put gas in it just to check, make sure it doesn't leak. Make sure your fuel petcock is in the proper position. Make sure it's not on the prime position when you put gas in it, or gas will come out the petcock. So make sure it's not in the prime position. Next step. Okay, before we proceed to put the tank and the seat bracket on, make sure that the rear of the tank, you can still lift it up and down before you bolt it on. So anyway, make sure that the rubber bushings are in the proper location. There's the rubber bushing at the bottom that has the rubber stem sticking up. That's underneath the tank. And then on top you have this rubber bushing here that slides over that stem like that. So make sure that's on there properly. If there's ever any question, you can always go to Bike Bandit's OEM section and you can see the breakdown of all this stuff. So make sure those rubber bushings are in place there, and then we'll keep going. Oh, and one last thing, make sure that you hook up your vacuum line. This is the vacuum line here. It goes from this side of the carburetor and it wraps over and hooks onto the fuel petcock. That's most important because fuel will not go through the petcock without the vacuum of the motor if you don't have that hooked up. So anyway, we'll be back.